Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Swain Batty League Grand Finals of Season 10. We are going into Game 3 here between the SUCC Squad and the Eggplants. Eggplants firing back and delivering the SUCC Squad's first loss of the season. What can go on in this draft?
Yeah, there's a lot of answers here for the SUCC Squad. Obviously, we are assuming a Blitzcrank ban is coming. They've already taken away the Rek'Sai.
I do remember they banned Hecarim last time, actually, so they're probably going to replace that one.
Yeah, do you remember they did? It's been a Xayah first pick both games so far, so we'll see if that's still the priority pick, or maybe 4EP's going to take it away. They are going with the Hecarim, so we'd seen SUCC Squad banning Leona earlier this series. They cannot ban both Leona and Blitzcrank.
I really feel it's a mistake trying to target ban someone like Splinter, who has just too many champions he's good at. You could. I think the best way to make it is so he can't be impactful early game, but he does. Either way, he's gonna do things in team fights. And there's the Blitzcrank ban.
Yeah. But
all right, it is going to be the Blitzcrank ban, so we do see Leona available. With Xayah being the last ban, that is exactly what I was predicting out of 4EP. I know we talked about it a bit off stream. We felt like Xayah had already turned into the priority pick in this series. Good call from 4EP to not let that one go over to Cameron, as Cameron has been excellent on that really all year.
It's a potentially an aggressive ADC that he can get ahead on and really just carry the game.
What ban was dropped for the Xayah? It's going to be Rammus in the jungle for Thermidor.
I still remember that crazy scoreline he had on during the middle of the season on Rammus. It was insane. I mean, you just don't even see junglers, the role in general, get a scoreline what he had. It was insane.
Yeah, so going to be Tristana going over to the 4 Eggplants here, and that is, to me, the obvious choice. We've seen this turn into a priority pick in the SBL. Not so far tonight, but a good pick, and you need high mobility going up against that Rammus.
Guilty to knock him away, that helps a lot.
Yeah, so they with the Rammus first pick, they can now set up their draft to get the tools necessary to try to disengage away from him. And it'll be a Swain lock-in for 4EP. So once again, one of those bans that was dropped this game. So we'll most likely see that in the top lane for Sword and Mace. Darius Hover for the SUCC Squad. We've seen Freg go out on it before, but it'll be Vladimir for the third game in a row, swapping sides once again, going over to Death Reaper ZZ.
Yeah, so going to be both of the solo laners picked if this Darius gets locked in. Yeah, so Vlad Darius going to be the solos there for Cameron SUCC Squad, so they will get the counter pick in the mid. Actually, 4EP has a lot of options available here with this last pick of Phase 1. I know we were talking about
Leona, honestly.
Yeah, that ban being dropped was a big one. And whatever they don't pick, they have to be ready for more bans to come out. But it looks like they're going to opt into the Jarvan instead. Probably smart, as there's a good chance we were going to see more Splinter bans if he did not pick here. And this is turning into a very contested draft out of both of these teams. There is just power that you cannot ban and pick all power away from the opposing team. And we have already hit that point. And these games start getting so much more exciting once you hit that point.
There's always another way.
Yeah, and we enter the second ban phase. Nami taken away from Albino Joe. So I mean, so also surprisingly, SUCC Squad hasn't picked any component of their bot lane. Usually they pick that early, but with Xayah being out of the equation, they are waiting on it. And there it is, Leona in phase 2. So support for 4AP still up in the air as well.
Yeah, I think 4EP probably want to force Albino Joe back to that Janna. I know I've talked about this with a lot of people, especially because it was so prominent at Worlds, but a lot of bot laners, you just love going up against Janna because she puts out negative pressure during the laning phase. And when the AD carry is Cammer, if you have them on a support that will generate no pressure no matter how hard she tries, you will feel so much better going into what you. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see 4EP go back to the Lulu here, just to have a strong lane. But they are going to say fuck you, Swift. And
Wait, actually,
that's got to be a
this
placeholder.
might be mid lane. This could be mid lane fiddlesticks. I think the bestest one actually practice it. I think I've seen it. I remember seeing him practice it.
That is
I remember
Fiddlesticks.
seeing the bestest one practice mid lane fiddlesticks.
Does Fiddle still have a heal block on one of his moves?
Heal block.
What
do you mean?
I don't remember that.
Like something
I know
that does grievous wounds.
No, you need to build the grievous wounds against him. I don't think so.
All right. Well, speaking of negative pressure bot lanes, it's going to be Kog'Maw Soraka coming. So Cameron and Joe saying there was nothing wrong with their strategy last game. We just have to execute better. This is Splinter is.
Whoa! There it is. Is it support Veigar or Fiddle? It's Veigar.
100% Veigar.
Man, I'm slightly. I guess it makes sense. I think against the Soraka, but Veigar extremely potent in the mid lane as well. But I guess Fiddle is the counter pick into Vlad. So. Veigar's real. So yeah, we got that.
Fiddle was originally a counter pick to when Ryze was getting really into the meta. When he just like started going off, people started picking Fiddlesticks in solo queue, and it just stops you from casting abilities. So and the silence is pretty good, and it's really annoying, but it's not good. It's just annoying. Fiddlestick support, man.
Is going to be good, guys. Anybody that finds themselves inside of either the Cataclysm or Veigar's Death Hexagon, they die. Just there will be no walking out of either of those prisons. They will be able to combo Swain damage into there. They will be able to combo Crow Storm damage in there. They have a circular lockdown on whoever they manage to hit that will be 4 or 5 seconds long for their team to just mop them apart. And what is the bot lane playing? No escape, no escape. This is going to be so difficult for Cameron and Albino Joe.
Really confuses why he keeps going back to Kog'Maw. The W is pretty strong, I guess, but it's just not ideal, especially into a comp with the Jarvan in itself. The one thing I want to say about 4EP's comp, I guess they're kind of afraid of Sword Mace being banned out, but I really think they could have just not picked Swain early and just gone with Leona second pick as well. And I would have liked their bot lane a bit better.
Actually, one thing I do want to talk about before we miss it. Frag. Not taking teleport.
Oh, that's locked in.
That is an incredibly aggressive decision. So they do have the teleport on the team, obviously, out of Death Reapers, because you really can't play League of Legends in the late game without a teleport on the map. But if Frag gets behind early, if Master Splinter gets any kind of successful gank off, Frag is going to fall so far behind, not being able to teleport back to that long lane. Splinter, we cannot have what happened in game 1 of the series happen out of Master Splinter again if 4EP are going to win this. There have to be successful level 3, level 4, level 5 ganks coming out, because he has so many places that just have to be ganked. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Can we just screenshot this draft and like send this to LS and tell them this was a tournament game in the finals? Guess the ranks of all the players involved.
Oh my god. Oh man. I mean, yeah, if anyone, I think it's $10, guys. If you want to go to LS's stream, donate him $10. He'll look at your op.gg and flame you for $10. It's fantastic. I'm interested in what Frag's OPGG looks like.
I don't. Oh.
Or Frank, or I mean, I'd pay to watch Frank get coached. That'd also be good.
Greg, like, honestly, we're talking about a little bit. He's really good at putting pressure down on the enemy laner and being able to 1v1 them. But outside of that, if he's not ahead, he suddenly just loses his usefulness and his mind.
Yeah,
Both.
just like straight inting. I mean, it looked like, at least after the fail and then into the rage quit, it looked like kind of all hope was lost. I mean, near the end, he was just basically a distraction as he kept getting pulled in, but somehow surviving just a little bit longer than expected. But here we are, folks. Game 3 of the grand finals. Fiddlesticks, Vigar, Darius with no TP. We got it all.
This is barrier Fiddlesticks too, actually. Giving respect to Vladimir. Which might be good, just considering he got killed under turret by it in the first game.
Yeah, and that is a double Spell Thief start coming out of 4EP with the immediate pause coming out. Greg just realized he has Ignite. Can we remake?
Greg AFK, I guess.
Greg is either AFK or this team is ready to unpause. We're not sure.
They're not sure either.
Oh man.
Oh man, anything spicy? Look at the spicy item from Fiddlesticks. Ooh, Thieves Edge, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's a throwback when these support items were kind of
Too OP.
yeah, kind of a little too OP. I remember Pongland. Patch day always happens before. Well, it always happens, I guess, the week. It seems like before LAN and the double Targon's top lane. If anyone recalls that one,
That was good.
That was a good one.
In a history of making people salty on LAN, I think that tournament was the saltiest because it was 3 days after the patch and no one else was abusing the triple, quadruple Targon's awful start. And like people were legitimately livid with us because they're like, "You shouldn't do that. That's so disrespectful." And we're like, "That's what they're doing in high elo, dog. Like, get fucked." and you know what they did? They got fucked. It was great. So, but back to this game where somebody's going to get fucked and we don't know who yet. It's like
oh my god, these teams are running right at each other.
Oh, can we level 1 for the first time this game?
Oh, they see it. 4AP saw them walk into the pixel rush.
This is a flank established out of Sensory and Crystallize if they want it. And
they need to go quick before
moving forward.
They got a
the triple root, but Vigar misses the circle. Oh no! Cameron still has to flash though, but that could have been a disaster. Sensory GG should have flashed to land that.
Yeah, they're going for the triple CC lock there, and they missed that third component. But however, that would have been not worth if they didn't get any summoners. But they got arguably the most important one, Camera Splash.
It was still a win, but it could have been so much more.
Yep.
But now, as we're saying, Master Splinter has the full playbook open here to start this game off. We need to see pressure out of him early in these two side lanes.
Death Reapers has biscuits.
Ooh, now Frog's actually maybe making a smart play here. Is our sword misses this area? Sword, smart play there to immediately flash. Do not fuck with that ignite.
Yeah, it is very real. And Frag probably taking some very offensive runes and masteries as well.
Took Storm Raiders.
Oh.
Which is pretty much you want to run around in team fights and
and speaking of Master Splinter, he's going for the early game. Camera is stuck in no man's land, but Master Splinter misses the knockup. Summoners are coming out, it might not matter. A first blood Master Splinter at level 2.
Oh!
And now Frag flashing under the turret, the ignites, the bleed is ticking, Sword and Mace goes down. A level 1 solo kill to the Terrius, and this game is already living up to the hype.
Oh, yes. No flash there on the camera. They knew that, and Master Splinter, he picked up the devout milk buff when they killed him last match, and they got it.
Yeah. Now, fortunately, in the top lane, Sword and Mace did teleport back without losing any EXP. That is huge, as he at least now has both of Freg's summoners down. So all 4 summoners are down in the top lane. This should be hopefully a little bit easier for Sword and Mace to ride out here.
He can probably actually freeze it there, can he? Oh no.
And yeah, Splinter just picking up his second buff. He's pretty low, no stacks on that refillable. So we'll maybe back before visiting top lane, or perhaps even bottom lane. Flash and the barrier are now down. Same with the heal from Albino Joe. So bot lane looking to get exposed like it did last game for Master Splinter.
Yeah, but Thermidor coming up into this top lane. There's a double snare being doled out by Sword and Mace, but that ain't gonna save him from shit. And Frag is 2-0 before 4 minutes.
Yep. TP's gone from Sword and Mace, so he's gonna make the slow walk back, and Frag will happily take all of the CS and experience.
Yeah, that second kill going to be probably a lot rougher than the first one to come back from, as Sword and Mace has no tools to go soak up that EXP. Actually, that is a lane freeze. A massive, massive lane freeze. Given this matchup, I actually think Master Splinter no longer has the playbook open. He has to go top lane.
Yeah, it's to get Sword and Mace this far behind on Swain, maybe not an option. Thermidor lands the taunt onto the summonerless Sensory. GG has Vigar, but he walks away. What?
It's a scary circle, man.
I guess, yeah.
Totally didn't have Ghost running and could have just chased him and auto-attacked him.
Well, the fear is instilled though, so he had a recall. What do we got for some gold leads here in the respective lanes? Is that 900 gold lead for Frag in the top lane?
Yeah, all around about a 900 team gold lead, exclusively coming off of Frag.
That's a very low mana bar.
Yeah, that's
Welcome to
the best one
Spellface.
for like this whole laning phase. He just does not give a damn about his mana.
Yeah, there's the recall for him. Oh, nope. Fake out recall. Maybe looking for Death Reaper to recall first and then pick up the wave. But here it is. Like you said, Swift Splinter having really no option, patiently waits in this top lane brush, waiting for Frag to come back.
Probably gonna have to play out this long play here, as he's, I assume, gonna have to let this wave bounce before he can find a play. As Frag is actually coming out pretty aggressively here. This could turn into a good bait from Sword Mace, as he's pulling it forward. Master Splinter gets the backup. There is no flash available, and there is a nice root onto Frag. They're laying the damage down, but Rammus has arrived, and Frag is not dead. Sword Mace now has to flash defensively, but he still gets taunted, and a disaster for 4 EP after all that setup.
Yeah, they couldn't even kill the summonerless Frag. And yeah, Thermidor with the speed for the counter gate gets the flash out of Sword Mace, but now 4 EP in a really bad spot. The never move, though, critical to their survival. And the Splinter's flash is down right now as well.
Thing to note, Fiddlesticks still hasn't backed.
Riding that one up. But he's, I mean, pretty even in CS. Perhaps down a couple.
Yeah, he's just now recalling, so this could be big. We need to see some very deep wards put up by 4 EP. They can't let this Rammus keep getting so close to their lanes before they see him coming. That being said, they have wrote out a big portion of Rammus's power. Rammus very good really before first back is made by a lot of players. Now that they have the opportunities to get some real vision set up, they can hopefully lower the effectiveness of this Rammus, as Frag may be able to find a kill here. The dot is ticking, but Soren's dots are ticking as well. Frag was an auto away from going down, but gets the kill onto Sword and May solo.
The dot battle. I just realized these two champions, a lot of their kit revolves around those bleeding dots, and Frag obviously gonna win that one. Two kills up on Sword and May. Make it 3 now. It's getting very real. The Sterix gauge coming online way before it should. Or maybe Black Cleaver. I think he might play this one a little bit more aggressive than. I don't even know if Sterix gauge filled out of Mallet.
Coming to the bot lane, they get the stun onto Albino Joe. Crystallize jumping forward, forcing Albino Joe under this turret, but the Ignite is not going to be enough. You know, Thermidor has found Master Splinter, 1 auto away in his own jungle with no flash available. Thermidor has the Tremors stamping, but he is not willing to go for the tower dive.
So they blew a lot there to try to take out Albino Joe, but he barely lives through all those shields, or through all the heals, I should say. He was using the summoner heal and his ultimate as well.
Did get both flashes down out of the SUCC squad bot lane though, so they have the chance to make the repeat plays, but oh no. Rammus is in the top lane, maybe not going for the tower dive. Maybe that crisis averted for a bit longer, as these mid lane trades are so strange to watch.
Yeah. Bestest one is still not really specky. Oh, and there's the flash. Yep. Surely would have been a confirmed kill there if the taunt landed, but no mana regen really. I mean, he just upgraded into the Frostfang, Crystallize, jumping onto Thermidor. He gets caught out back into his own jungle. And 4 AP, 2 kills on the board.
Yeah, that was good. They needed to find some more kill gold somewhere. Gonna be going to Crystallize. Let's help them keep riding out this lane. You know, slight lane lead they've pulled. As we're not gonna have a chance to talk on that, is the Naka being dodged by the Vlad pool there, but you have to flash to get out of that Cataclysm. Alright, so now we're finally seeing some punches traded back here by 4 eggplants.
Yep, Cataclysm for Flash. They're happy to take that one. And they're putting some pressure on this mid area of the map. Bot lane for SUCC squad getting some damage down onto the tier 1. Frank flashing over the never move and missing the pull in.
And best this one out. Gets the fear, never mind.
Just enough mana. Just enough mana. It is really incredible how willing he is to ride out this lane with so little mana or mana regen. Not even the corrupting potion that you might expect, but Thermidor visiting top lane once again. The double never move though for Sword Mace, flashes back, maybe just trying to delay, but there's no one there to help. Thermidor picking up that kill.
Yeah, this is so bad out of Sword Mace. He is taking his team out of this game that would otherwise be going so well. As Death Reaper is looking for a pop here. They gotta be careful. This guy's gonna put out a lot of damage as the ult comes out Tristana, but it's not enough damage to secure that kill. And I think we're finally back and gonna see a bit of a reset.
Yeah, 1.5k gold lead though for the SUCC squad here in game 3. Vernal Drake, very important one to start this game off. It is up. And a lot of good control wards, 3 to be exact in the river from 4 AP, so they do not want to let that one go for free. Frag, he's hammering down the tier 1 top lane tower. He gets it, but will trade his life. No, sir, not today. Oh. And Frag walks away. Meanwhile, mid lane, Thermidor lands the taunt. Death Reaper with the follow-up damage. Bestest one channeling the ultimate in the heal is gonna stay alive. But goes down to the Vlad Q at the end. First one to Death Reaper.
Yeah, and it feels like it was just a matter of time in this mid lane. I'm no expert on the Fiddlesticks matchups, but it's felt like Bestest one has been playing this one just as close as he can all game long, and it finally costs him. And this is starting to feel like just total control established for SUCC squad, up 3,000 gold at 1230 here. And this is a game where we really liked the opportunities that would come early game for EP.
Yeah. They pull out the Infernal, and I think they will have this one. Thermidor is on the other side of the map recalling, and no TP from Frag. So yeah, this is surely an Infernal Drag. A stun though onto Albino Joe. Not enough damage there from the Vigar ult quite yet to finish that one off. And Sentry, he's got to get out there. He's trying to zone away 2 people on his own there. Cameron will surely pick up that kill, and he does. But Death Raper gets caught out on the other side, a 1-for-1 trade with the Infernal going over to 4 EP.
Yeah, really bad communication or play out of Sensory there. They shouldn't have had to give up a death there. But now they have to take the 1-for-1 as Rammus is ghosting in very, very deep. And he is going down very fast, but here comes Frag on the top of the flank, putting down a ton of damage. Crystallized flashes to stay on top of Frag. Goes down Frag on a rampage.
Oh, there was a little bit of the movement speed we could see. Frag kind of just like queued all the way into Crystallized's flash. That was really strange. But
yeah,
that's what Darius does now. He just gets to run in your face, and if you don't have CC, like Sensory's Veigar can't do anything against that.
Yeah, they can't let once we get into these in the team fight phase of the game, you can't let Frag casually walk in from behind and solo out your AD carry there. Vladol gonna punch Fiddle a little bit with damage, and he still has the summoner, so he's gonna stay under this tower with low mana once again and try to farm it out with the crows. I'm really confused by this Fiddle pick. I thought this was gonna be like devastating to Vlad in the lane, or
yeah,
I thought there'd be some kind of catch here.
Maybe that catch is gonna come later on.
Rushing the Frost Queen's claim, I guess, was the spiciness here. I'm left unconvinced, but I'm excited to see more.
The nice thing about Fiddlesticks is he does a lot of surprising damage early. If you can like have someone walk too far forward, Swords might be dead again.
Who's dead
but
again?
he really was just out of mana the entire first part of the laning phase, so it didn't matter.
Yep. I mean, he's out of mana. He's also out of a top laner once again. 0-5-2 for Sword and Mace on this Swain, as he's gonna get Flame Horizon here, a little over 15 minutes. Oh, maybe not quite yet.
We got a few minutes on that one, but you can't have a lane go worse, really, in a competitive game of League of Legends than it currently is.
They need to be working on getting the bot lane. They need to just 5 minute, get the tower, keep moving around. Use that TP that he's got.
Yeah, it feels like there hasn't been a play here forced on the 40p in so long, and now they pay the price. Albino Joe picking up his first kill of the game onto Sensory.
That was a cute little charge up from Thermidor, just coming right out of the bush at the end once the speed ramped up.
Yeah, it's looking like they are going to try to trade for this mid lane, though. Freg is there, but looking like now he's just now going in, but Tristana's going to be there before the remainder of SUCC squad, and maybe we're finally seeing this game start to escalate as the Powerball is coming in. Tristana, you got to jump that early, man. Gets taunted, but fortunately not going to get fucked up just yet.
Or in the mid lane for the SUCC squad, Vlad is in the base. He does have that TP though, so I think he's looking for the TP on the minion to stall it out, but maybe not. Albino Joe using everything there. Actually, no summoner heal, and he still survives that Vigar ult. And was that a crow?
Oh, the crow betrayal gets the bounce and kills Albino Joe.
God, wait, this is the crow comp, dude. They got Swain and Fiddle. I get it now. I know why they picked Fiddle.
They're setting up a nice push in the mid lane here, getting their first turret of the game.
So a good little interaction for Fiddle. He can actually E Rammus's Powerball, and it'll cancel the Powerball completely, I just saw.
Whoa.
I did not know it did that.
That is really nice.
That's
actually.
all right.
That point and click stop the Rammus from getting to your backline. That's
Yeah, it's like, it's really strange because the silence is actually a really good ability. It just doesn't last that long normally. I like Mel's RQ, which he played game 1, so.
yeah, a lot of silences here tonight for the bestest one. 4-1 and 0. I mean, I criticized the fiddle pick earlier, maybe not fitting in perfectly into the composition, or maybe not understanding what its purpose is, but he's picking up the kills. But what can he do with it? What can he do with that gold? We're a little over 18 minutes here. 4K gold lead for the SUCC squad. Position they've been in before. They're looking to try to blow this game apart and get that lead, the explosive lead, where they can finish it out with the split pushing.
Thing that I think is really smart is Cameron bought the Merc Treads out of like safety from Vega. Oh, wait.
Oh, Frag, he's gonna get jumped on, and he gets the return kill onto the support Vygar, but he goes down to shutdown, rewarded over to Crystallize, and SUCC squad, they gotta back out of the enemy jungle, over the wall, best is one, but he gets killed immediately, no barrier from him, and SUCC squad now turns the fight around. Mass Splinter gets taunted under his tower, and he goes down as well. Death Reap. Oh, Crystallize with the flash forward, looking to pick up the kill, but Vlad was in the pool form, and Cammer 1v1. Crystallize. Who will win? He jumps in!
Oh.
Cammer with the perfect bait, the barrier bait, and turns it around on the Crystallize.
Oh, that was such a costly mistake out of the bestest one, just completely overestimating how much power he is packing at this point in the game, and what looked like it was going to be a great fight for 4EP turns into a disaster.
Zoning from Death Reaper as they secure Infernal Drake for themselves, so it's tied in Infernal Drakes here, but certainly not in gold. 6K gold lead now for the SUCC squad.
Yeah, this is going to be so difficult to come back in for 4 Eggplants. We were talking in the draft about what we liked about team fighting here, but Frag being so gigantic is just going to create a ton of free pressure for Cammer. And between the two of them, it's so difficult to imagine a fight going badly for both of them, where one of them can't just carry the team fight. And that's not even talking about all the damage that Vlad can output at this point in the game. But they're going to try for the play here. They get the knockup, they get the stun onto the Vlad. Vlad's helpful, dropping fast, but not fast enough, as there is a huge flank coming out of Frag and Thermidor. They have already killed the Vygar. Bestest one running for his little bit of life, but he's going to lose it. The Cataclysm just buying time, but Frag doesn't have to care about anyone as he puts the ult down onto Crystallize. Almost finds a third kill there. And we see mid lane turret going down here for the SUCC squad. And this feels close to the end.
Yep, not a lot that 4AP can do against that kind of turnaround. It's just the sustain out of Vlad and Soraka and the sheer tankiness out of Rammus. Who do you really focus here? I mean, Cammer is the obvious target, but when he doesn't go down, there's a lot of other threats to worry about, especially this 8-1 and 2 Frag.
Question, which is scarier, Frag's Darius or Frag's Singed? I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's going to be some tough questions to answer going into Game 4 here, as Sword and Mace about to give up his 6th death of the game. At least not to the Darius, and actually, maybe these guys don't put out enough damage to pull him into the grave. No, Swain walking out. But bestest one, maybe not going to be so fortunate, because he does find the Frag, who does not have a flash available, but he is a fast man. Fortunately, bestest one finds the blast cone to give him the double knock there.
What's kind of funny is as he gets a speed boost and then he fears him away, he runs away really quickly. He gets feared so quick that he can't catch up. from the Vias of the Storm Raiders. That's pretty silly.
Yeah. And Balloon's Echo completed for Bustus one now.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what a mid fiddle would build, but it just maybe this isn't what I would expect. I mean, back in the day when fiddle was just starting to come into support play, rushing Zonias was even the idea there. It's just that good on fiddle. But maybe we'll see that next. Looks like it is. Arm guard coming in with the double cloth armor, so.
Will be next, but he really needed it for that team fight where he just flashed in and immediately died.
Yeah, that was.
It might be too little too late by the time he gets it.
Yeah. Splitter recalling, gonna get caught out. Thermidor with a taunt into the CC chain from the rest of the SUCC squad, and they're looking for more. They're going deep. The disengage from Crystallize might buy them the space they need. Frag's in the pit. He's in the playpen. Gonna get locked up again, but he doesn't care. Albino Joe on the Soraka is there to keep him healthy.
Best this one still playing this one aggressive. But looks like nothing going to be given up during Splinter's death timer here, so 4 EP have that going for them.
Both these teams are just dancing around in this jungle, looking for picks where they can.
Cameron's team isn't really managing side waves that well right now. Bot lane's pushing into them super hard. Death Reapers needs to be bot though. He's dealing with TP. I think that's a mistake. They're just sending Cameron as they can. At this point, I don't know if 4EP can even try contesting something on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, and just for those of you curious, Vigar stack count currently 87. Not a lot of value being generated there, which maybe wouldn't be much of a surprise out of a support Vigar.
But he's looking for that infinite scaling.
That's true. When this hits minutes 2,500,
It's gonna be nuts.
that's gonna be some big AP.
Yeah.
And maybe 4EP just lets him take everything. They just stop giving anyone anything else. All into the Vagar.
So 4EP playing this one close to the chest there, staying grouped together, staying safe. They don't want to get caught out by that Rammus. No more.
Yeah. This is really what 4EP pretty much always does. They just look for a good team fight. And they don't want to get caught. Their team comp isn't even that bad for trying to catch people out, but when it's this far behind, hurts them.
Every team comp's bad when you're this far behind.
True.
Yeah.
Already 9k gold lead.
Yep. A little over 26 minutes now. Tony's hourglass is completed by Sword Mace. So they got one. Looking for another one. Someone in chat earlier. Oh, there it is. The Grievous Wound's gonna say Executioner's Calling now in the inventory for Crystallize. Very
God.
needed against the Soraka Vladimir composition from SUCC Squad. You gotta have to imagine how easy this would be if Frag had teleport. They could set up a nice 1-3-1, but now they're just playing the bait and pick game as they got to have that wave crashing into the top lane. The instant flash of the bestest one keeps him alive. SUCC Squad maybe gone too deep here. Cataclysm eats everyone up in the jungle, and there's the Fiddle ult in the backline, but Cameron stays alive and healthy. Frag's there too. Sword of Mace, the ultimate is down. Triple kill for Cameron. In the ace for SUCC Squad.
we've now seen 2 major team fights where it is very, very clear. This mid Fiddlesticks does absolutely nothing when the team is behind, but ult in and die.
Yeah, it's
Just, I can imagine a world where Fiddlesticks went Zanya's already, and that team fight, he would have done a little bit less damage, but he would have actually stayed alive and been able to do things. Maybe fear Cammer. Maybe do something.
yeah, maybe a second silence
explode.
in there.
Yeah. Then he just explodes. And it's really unfortunate. He might be he definitely is squishier than Sensory. Decided to save for the full AP fighter.
Yeah, that's rough for 0-5 support that's 2 levels lower than him. But it feels pretty accurate.
So now we're looking at a 12k gold deficit for the 4 eggplants. Baron is up on the map. Inhibitor is down on the top side for them. What will SUCC Squad do? Do they go for the Baron and then for the finish? Or do they go back to the breaking the base?
They could probably do pretty much anything they want. What's really limiting them is Freg not having teleport. So they can't just send him as a one-man army bot lane to get that turret.
Yeah. Yeah, and granted, now that we talked about it in the champ select, this is the circle of death comp from 4 eggplants. So I don't think you want to pick a fight in the Baron pit or allow 4EP to get anywhere close to that. But they're not gonna do so voluntarily. SUCC Squad having a lot of space here on the red side jungle. Gonna set up the vision. Wave now going into the bottom lane. Death Reaper does have that TP.
That accidental low red trinket by Crystallize. Kind of unfortunate, actually. It removes them being able to see if Baron's being done, which is being done right now.
4EP, I think they know it. They trying to figure out a way they can walk there safely. And kind of a slow Baron, but it's fast
and
enough.
And Splinter's half health.
Yeah, and yeah, no fight there to be had. What?
Oh, that was too fast, too furious. They catch Sensory GG at fucking warp speed. And now they have supers coming in this top lane. They have Baron, and it's looking like Camera SUCC Squad maybe positioning like they want to end, as they've already nearly taken a Nexus turret just to the creep wave. That is a few autos away with this Baron buff. Camera is going to take it, and it's the do or die moment here for the 4 eggplants, and I got a feeling it's going to be more dying than do, as they, on SUCC Squad, just waiting out this last wave of creeps as we go for what should be the final team fight.
Yeah, and
there it is, the flash out of Freg, nearly gives Crystallized zones him to his own fountain. Look at how much damage is going out, yet no one is dying. Fastest one finally has the Zanya's Hourglass, but it's looking like too little, too late. As maybe not, as Crystallized is getting the resets. He...
Oh!
Go Crystallize. Oh.
Is this a 1v1 now? It is.
Sensory.
Death Reaper against Sensory GG.
Sensory doesn't have ulti though.
No, he does not. And Death Reaper, he has the sustain. And has the Baron buff. This super minion and a couple other ones too are Baron buffed away. But yeah, he'll retreat to the mid inhibitor tower. And maybe take that as a parting gift before EP comes back online.
Yeah, looking like he wants to go for that inhibitor too, but I think Sensory's going to let that happen. So, bad, but not game-ending for the 4 eggplants.
Albino Joe actually walked into the fountain near the end there, and just suicided completely. Probably expecting his team to just wipe them. Unfortunately.
But hey, fortunately for us, that means at least a few more minutes of this riveting Game 3 matchup.
I mean, it slowed down a lot, but the game should all be over already. So, Yeah, I mean, this is just sort of the courtesy closeout for Suck Squad as they pick up a Mountain Drake to really deal that damage to that last Nexus turret. Jesus! What? How does he go so fast?
Goodbye, Sword and Mace. We barely knew ye.
That would be Ghost. Moby Boots.
Oh,
That was
And,
no
Righteous
Righteous
Glory.
man.
oh my God! It's
Oh,
like,
there
what do you
was
do?
no-
What do
you're
you,
right.
like, you're sitting at your computer, you're Sword and Mace, you're playing Swain, you're 7 deaths, and you see that come onto your screen. What do you do?
Take your hands off the keyboard and, you know, take a drink.
Pour one out.
So most of these games have been going as I pretty much thought they would, except for the mid lane. I honestly thought the bestest one would do a lot better, sorry, but
Don't worry.
don't worry, it's
Not much to say. That's the whole 5 dead, just like that.
And that's
Did
it.
you blink?
Game
Yeah,
over.
blinked.
On a really just rough game for the 4 Eggplants, who suddenly have a ton of questions to ask heading into this game 4.
Yeah, Suck Squad firing back, maybe even stronger. Really putting 4 Eggplants in their place, but it's not over yet for EP. They're on the board with 1 win, but to the 2 of Suck Squad. So we'll find out what happens in game 4. Stay tuned.